Good morning, children. In revision 3, metals and non-metals, I will discuss few long type question answers. Question number 1. How will you demonstrate that ionic compounds do not conduct electricity in the solid and can do so in solution? Children, in order to demonstrate that the ionic compounds do not conduct electricity in the solid state, in a glass beaker, take small amount of solid sodium chloride. And the solid sodium chloride, it is an ionic compound. Now to this solid sodium chloride, dip two graphite rod as shown in the figure. Now connect these two rods through a battery, bulb and switch. Switch on the battery. Once you switch on the battery, you can see the bulb will not glow. Here this bulb will not glow on switching on the battery. This shows that no current has passed through the solid sodium chloride. Now repeat the same experiment by adding some water. Here you can see the water, adding the water to the solution. This time you can find the bulb does glow. The bulb will immediately glow, showing that current has passed through the solution. So we can explain in that way. Sodium chloride is a crystalline solid and the current is carried by the mobility or the movement of ions. Since the ions do not move in solid state, the salt is not conducting or no current will pass through the solid state. But as soon as you take the aqueous solution, both sodium ion and chloride ion can move and salt will conducting in solution. That means in aqueous solution, bulb glow bulb glows because of the free sodium ion and chloride ions. Question number 2. With a suitable activity show that sulfur burns in air to form compound which is acidic in nature. So children, you know very well sulfur, it is a non-metal, and whenever non-metals burn in air, they form corresponding oxides, and the oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature, and some of the non-metallic oxides are neutral. So here, in order to show the sulfur oxide form or the compound form is acidic in nature, take a small amount of sulfur powder in a spatula. Now burn this powder by placing a tube inverted position over the sulfur powder. Here it is the sulfur powder. Over the sulfur powder you can place a tube in order to collect the gas form by burning of sulfur. The fumes produced as a result of burning of sulfur will get collected in the tube. Now, after collecting the gas in the tube, you just put the tube in vertical position and immediately add some water to it. After adding water, you divide the solution in two parts. In one part add blue litmus solution and in second part add few drops of red litmus solution. You can find a portion in which we added the blue litmus, it turns to red in color. Okay, it turns to red in color. This shows that acidic nature of the solution. Whereas in other test tube, no color change will be observed. That shows the solution is acidic in nature. So we can explain this that sulfur burns in air to form sulfur dioxide, which on dissolving in water forms sulfurous acid, and the solution is therefore will change the color of blue litmus to red. The equation sulfur plus oxygen will form sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide with water will give sulfurous acid, and this sulfurous acid is acidic in nature. Okay. Question number 3. When a metal X is treated with cold water, it gives a base Y with the molecular formula XOH and whose molecular mass is 40, and liberates a gas jet which easily catches fire. Identify X, Y and Z. For this, children, first of all, you just go for the given molecular mass of XOH as 40. So first you can identify the mass of X. And how can you find the mass of X? As the total mass is given 40, and you know the mass of oxygen is 16, mass of hydrogen is 1. So you can calculate the mass of X. 40 minus 16 plus 1, which will come 23. And 23, it is the atomic mass of sodium element. And hence we can say X is sodium. Now the salt base form, that is NaOH, and it liberate gas hydrogen. So equation you can see Na plus H2O to form NaOH plus H2. Question number 4. Write the chemical reactions taking place when manganese dioxide is heated with aluminium powder. Manganese dioxide. The formula manganese Mn dioxide O2. So MnO2 is the formula for manganese dioxide. Reacts with aluminium. It will form manganese and aluminium oxide. That means aluminium displaces manganese from manganese dioxide. Second question. Steam is passed over red hot iron. On passing steam over the red hot iron, it will form Fe3O4, known as ferroferric oxide, which is a mixture of iron 2 and iron 3 oxide. That means ferrous oxide and ferric oxide. Along with this, it forms hydrogen gas. Last, magnesium reacts with hot water. On reacting magnesium with hot water, it will form magnesium hydroxide, that is MgOH2, and liberate hydrogen gas. That's all for today, children. Please prepare well for your periodic test 1. Thank you.